we are joined by your runner-up. It's the lovely Audley.
Listen, I'm very happy. I'm very happy.
You are runner-up. I know you're a sportsman. I'm sure you always want to win.
Yeah.
Are you happy to come second to Gary?
100%. I said I'd be happy if I came in the top 3. My thing was about coming on this show so I could tell my story and also to find another opportunity to come to the ring. And I think I've done that. And so I'm very happy to just... It's been a great show for me, you know, reintroducing myself to the public, and I'm happy, like I said, to make the top 3. Number 2 is great.
Would you like to have come first more, though?
Well, you know, I always talk about controlling the controllables. It was out of my decision. It was in the hands of the public. They've picked Gary, and I'm OK with that.
But you're here till the end.
Yeah.
I think you've come across very well. You've handled yourself brilliantly. You are a competitive man, as we said. You're a sportsman.
Yeah.
Lots of people in there, or at least a few, talked about how they thought you had a game plan.
Yeah.
So as a sportsman, going into a competition at the end of the day, did you have a plan? Did you know certain things that you wanted to do, how you wanted to play it? Were you going to be tactical? You
know, normally I'm a real good game player, and I've been quite... If you see some of the games that I thought James and that were playing, that's how I used to be. But I thought for this show, I'm just going to show myself, my authentic self, which is actually I'm a nice guy, even though I box and I knock people out. Yeah. I'm actually a nice guy. So my strategy was just to be true to myself and just to be a nice guy. Sometimes I had to bite because, you know, they were taking liberties sometimes. Yeah. But generally, it was just to show myself and to be a team player because, you know, they say teamwork makes the dream work. Yeah. And I wanted to do teamwork.
Together, everyone achieves more, as Gary said.
Yeah, so that's why, that was my kind of goal, to get everybody together. That's why I kind of took over the kitchen.
OK, you just mentioned James there. There was definitely a lot of competitiveness between the two of you. And there he is, that sweet little angel face. There was a couple of arguments. So, I asked James this as well when he came out, but what is the beef between you? Why were you two so competitive? You did mention that you were both the alphas in the house.
But
James, get something to do with that?
Yeah, but James kind of alluded to it when he was talking with Gary when we'd done that kind of counselling session. You know, he said he's grown up being a dancer and he's been, you know, he had to kind of stand up for himself. Being a dancer, people think they're soft. So when he came in, he saw people like me, big and bulky. He felt he had to stand up and show that side of himself. Obviously, James has got a big personality. He does. But the thing is, I said to James, I'm not in competition with you. I'm not competing with you. But he kept on trying to push me. And then eventually, you know, it boiled over a few times. But I just always took it as part of the game. I said, once I come in here, you can't have no shame in your game because you know it's going to get personal sometimes. And that's just how it went.
He did hold his hands up and say, I'm a wind-up person, I'm a wind-up merchant. I love pushing people's buttons. But he did seem to like pushing your buttons a little more than anyone else's. Why do you think?
I mean, like I said, I stood up for people in the house sometimes. You know, Lauren, I thought he was out of line with Lauren, so I had to jump in a few times. I know he was with me. But I just think that kind of humour where, like I said to James, if you're having fun and you're not hurting somebody else, then by all means. But once you start doing it at somebody else's expense, I had a problem with that. And that's
poke fun, but don't take it too far.
Yeah, but not at somebody else's expense, because that's how I used to be until my wife started beating me up back, saying, listen, you can't be like that, it's not nice. Because I've got a daughter, and my daughter's going to be looking at somebody like me, I've got to be responsible. So that's why I changed. You've got to set a good impression. You've got to set a good example.
Let's talk about somebody that you had a great relationship with, and you had so much time and patience with, and that is the man that sat in there still, Gary. You seem to get on really well with him when lots of the other housemates didn't. So why do you think you two had such a good friendship?
I kind of understood him, you know, not just a senior thing. I kind of understood him. He was a little bit like, you know, entitled. When you've been in the public eye, you've been a Hollywood legend, he's a little bit entitled. And I obviously, being an Olympic gold medalist and everyone giving me praise, I became entitled. So I understood him. And I saw that he was trying to change. He was washing dishes. He was adjusting. If I saw that he wasn't adjusting, I said, I don't respond to that. And a couple of times I saw the grumpy old man that nobody wants to see. He was like that with Dia a couple of times. I said, nobody wants to see that. But generally, he was making adjustments all the time, and nobody was giving him no credit. So that's why I was on his side.
And like you said, you kind of look at him, don't you, and you think, well, that could be my dad. And you...
It's just like innate. It's internal. You have that automatic respect. You give him a pass. I have so many old people who live on my road, and they do things that make me cringe. But you let it go. Everybody was getting so railed up about it, and I couldn't understand why.
Sorry, I thought he'd just fallen over, but he hasn't, thank goodness. Listen, Audley, you've been absolutely fantastic. Audley, well done. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.